I'm much more car control now, Phil.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It felt good on all that medium stuff. Just the jumps were a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, because that's
Very
off the
happy,
high-speed bump. It's the only way to do it, Phil.
Yeah.
Petter Solberg and Phil Mills have just completed stage 6 of this year's Finland Rally, but for the service crew waiting at time control, the work has just begun.
On the road section from the stages, we try by telephone and radio to debrief the driver as best we can, get an idea for what to expect in the service, if he's identified any problems with the car, if it's handling well, how the previous stage has gone, start to anticipate tyre choice for the next stage and so on. But there's nothing quite like looking the driver in the eye and having a chat to get the last bit of information and making sure that we've got exactly the job list right for the next service.
Yeah, all the time, every time you're going that way.
So less bump and more rebound all the time.
Yeah, taking it away now. Much better straight away.
I'm Pierre Genon and I'm the Chief Rally Engineer for Subaru World Rally Team. And I will just go to him and say, all right, the stage conditions, as far as we know from our weather crews, are going to be like this, and I suggest we go with this tyre. He's obviously got his say in it as well, and I need his feedback from the previous stage to choose the tyre as well. And again, from the feedback that's been given on the setup of the car, and the expected stage conditions, I proposed a setup modification, and we'll do a little bit of a change in the balance of the car at the same time. So it's a bit of a bigger change than normal, so we just have to hope we got it right, and we'll see on the next stage.
As soon as Solberg passes the time control, the clock is ticking. The crew have 30 minutes to make repairs, and the setup changes already discussed.
I'm John McLean. I work for Subaru World Rally Team, and I'm #1 technician on Petter Solberg's car. When I get back, usually with my list from my engineer and what I've found myself and what Phil's told me, we'll get together in a group and we'll delegate the jobs. Obviously, to each corner there's a man, and then I have what's called a floater, which is my 5th man, and he can do whatever I need him to do. In respect to the car, we have an engine man, a transmission man, and electrical, and basically we'll dish the jobs out accordingly to each person's.
Obviously the guys are pretty well drilled. They work very much as a team. They've all got a role to do in the routine service on the car, and all the major jobs, things like gearbox changes, cross-member changes, that sort of thing, are rehearsed over and over again.
So the mechanics and engineers are all prepared for their respective jobs, and there's plenty to keep Solberg busy too. Starting with acknowledging his legion of enthusiastic fans. But there's still work to be done, finalising those all-important setup decisions.
Petter is very kind of proactive in everything. He thinks a lot about the car, the tyres and so on, so he likes to spend a long time talking to the engineers. He likes to sort of be looking over the engineer's shoulder when he's going through the data. He likes to be sure that, that he's gone over everything and is going in the right direction.
He gives loads of feedback. He's very enthusiastic, and it's good. It's good motivation. You have to channel it as best as you can. It tends to overflow a little bit, and I get a bit more than I want, but that's the enthusiasm, and I've just got to deal with that and keep a structure to it so we can make decisions quickly.
My name's Ian Bishop. I'm working for SWRT. On this rally I am floating technician with working for John McLean, which is #1. We've replaced a front bumper. We have a filter inside the cabin for the driver and the co-driver, and we just replaced that. What would you say, a copybook service.
So with little damage and few mechanical problems to fix at this service, it's fairly routine work for the experienced Subaru mechanics. But when the pressure is on, the 30 minutes available can disappear very quickly.
What we hope normally is that it's routine maintenance, mostly checking the car over, making sure everything's tight, making sure nothing's bent, checking for leaks, damage, all that sort of stuff. That's the target.
It's when things start to go wrong or we find a problem and we have to suddenly, in a 30-minute service, change what we were going to do and delegate sort of the more important jobs. So Pierre will come on to me and say we must maybe even change a gearbox when we weren't expecting to change a gearbox, so we'll prioritise what we're doing.
10 minutes left before Solberg needs to check out of service. Petter is fulfilling his media commitments, and the checks on the car continue.
I'm Luke Ansley. I work for the Subaru World Rally Team, looking after the engines on Petter Solberg and Chris Atkinson's cars. We can be changing turbochargers, electrical sensors, components on the engine, and exhaust manifolds probably the worst we'd be looking at.
When things start to go wrong, when you've had a heavy landing after a big jump, when the car's had accident damage, when there are technical problems that the engineers can't get to the bottom of, then it can get a bit stressful as the time's ticking away.
No such problems today, though. With a couple of minutes left on the clock, Petter still has time to sign a few autographs. It's been another efficient job by the service crew, and Solberg is ready to rejoin the action in Finland.